John, I have Jean actually from outside of London, from Southampton, that has a question regarding wealth for you.
First of all, it is not what goes on around us that is ultimately the deciding factor. It is our perceptions of it and our concentration and actions towards the things that are highest on our priority list. If we have time to be distracted by that, we're obviously not focusing on what is really meaningful in serving people. I go back to the basics of what I said earlier, that if you are concentrating your energies on focusing on being of service to people where you're generating the income and constantly keeping abreast of the changes in their values so you have a way of serving in their values, you won't have time to be dwelling nor having time in conversation with people that are not doing that. Because if you're having time to talk about with people who are basically wallowing in their problems instead of focusing on solutions, then you're hanging out with the people who are basically focusing on problems, not solutions. And if you're doing that, then it's time to get on with being around the people that are going and making solutions to things. I keep a very busy schedule. Yesterday, I think I did 3 TV shows, a few radio shows, some magazine interviews, a talk, an internet teleconference, a consult, a testing, working on something. And today I filmed a movie and did a bunch of media and stuff. I keep myself so focused and busy on what I want to create that I don't have time for conversations that are basically not getting where we want to go in life. So you got to fill, with Parkinson's law, your day with things that are inspiring to you, that are actually producing and getting results, and refine your actions and make sure you're doing high priority things every day, that you don't have time for people that want to talk about the problems. If you hang out with people that are dwelling on that, you're probably not hanging out with the people that are moving and shaking and getting things done. It's the old proverb that if you don't plant flowers in the garden of your mind, you're going to forever pull weeds. And you have to fill your mind with things that are really important instead of filling it with things that are distracting. So I think in her case that it is natural to have entropy take over a mind that's not centropic. It is natural to have doubts and insecurities and wonderings and fears and all those emotions when you're not concentrating on what you love. So I don't know of a solution beyond that other than getting on to priority and getting on to doing something that's making a difference in people's lives that earn income. When you do, you don't worry about the economics. You just get focused on serving people and make the money.
Jean is, so that you know, a artist. She does amazing paintings, and I think a lot of artists face that. Just they love absolutely painting, and then, you know, people around them remind them that, oh, maybe art is going down and this is not the right time, etc. But it would be important for her to surround herself then virtually by people, at least on the internet, that are into this abundant mindset.
Well, you got to realize that the pseudo-abundant mindset is really crap. There's 1,000 people out there that are into prosperity, abundance thinking. And what they're really saying is that they're living in poverty, they don't know how to manage money, and they're living in a fantasy that the universe is going to take care of them and this kind of stuff. I have to be blunt about it, because they're not going to get anywhere playing that game, fantasizing that somehow the universe is just going to do this for them. They got to get real, grounded, and get on with friggin' doing something that makes income and serving people. And they have to save their money. You know, during the economic down times, supposedly, the beauty of that is it focuses people back on what's really priority in their life and gets them to save their money, prioritize their spending, prioritize their actions, serve people, focus on the basics. This is a good time as far as I'm concerned, because it's getting people to ground themselves into reality and get on with doing the things that work. And I'm the kind of guy that has attempted to tell people for many years now, 15, 16 years, 17 years, save your friggin' money. When you do, once you have liquidity that can last you 2 months, 3 months, 4 months, 6 months, a year's worth of liquidity, you don't worry about the outer world. You don't care if it goes up and down. You focus on serving people and keep putting away your savings. Because what happens is your money starts working for you, and it doesn't matter what the outer world does. If you have money saved and invested and it's making you money, regardless of what the world on the outside does, you're not concerned about that. You're focusing on serving people.
Mm. But
That's why it's so important to save your money.
But how about those that have right now in the U.S. so much credit card debts and those mortgages and everything that cannot afford to save money? They